Check out that funky transition there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Candlekeep Ramsey, or welcome to Candlekeep Ramsey's flat this week again. It is session 2 of our Rise of Bhaal campaign. How are all my players doing below? How are you all doing?
Good.
Very well.
Very
well.
Any game-related news to share today?
I got Lester some elf ears, but he won't wear
He won't
them.
wear them. No, we've seen them. God, just once for the stream, Lester. There we go. For the lols.
Doesn't show with the background.
I mean, I'm excited. The Candlekeep book has been announced.
Yeah, you bribed Wizards a lot of money to get
I
this done.
did, yes.
Can't really say.
They paid me a lot to have the version. I did say that tonight we are doing a giveaway. There is going to be the raffle bot is going to be running in the background. In fact, I'm going to set that going now. Basically, the way this works is every 10 minutes that you are watching, every 5 minutes, sorry, that you're watching the stream, you're going to earn 5 points. You can spend 15 points to buy a ticket to enter the stream. We've got a set of D&D polyhedral dice. As always, I've not prepared mine. Hang on.
Jesus.
We've got some like these ones. We've got all kinds of sets in store. So whoever wins, I'm going to send you a picture. You're going to be able to pick from a huge range of sets that you can choose from.
Rhyme of the Frost Maiden set.
The Rhyme of the Frost, not quite those ones, unfortunately. The other thing that I do want to say is I did mention as well that for any beginners that are looking to get into D&D, next week I'm looking to put together a session that is aimed at complete beginners to Dungeons and Dragons. It is going to require that you have internet access. I'm assuming that if you're watching this, you do.
Oh, don't do it, Cat.
We're going to be playing on Roll20 as well. You will need a headset in order to take part. You don't necessarily need a camera. You don't need to have your face up here if you don't want to. All the details about that are going to be posted either on the Facebook page or on Discord or wherever I remember to post them at any given time. That's all me out of the way. Anyone else got anything they want to say before we get into it this evening?
No.
I don't think so.
Then the first thing I'm going to have to ask this evening is Barxian, Gripe, Halric, Tordek, and Veltavor. I'm going to ask you to turn off your cameras and mute your microphones and sound.
Okay.
Oh.
All right,
how are we going to know when to come back?
Keep an eye on WhatsApp. I will send you a message.
Okay, cool.
This won't take long, just a few minutes.
And I need to mute you guys as well, is that right?
Yes, please, yeah. If you choose to watch this on stream, it's entirely up to you. It's whichever way you want to do it.
How do I mute myself?
Absolutely no idea.
I keep asking that so many times.
You're not funny.
So just need to
mute that. Can I right click mute my audio? You know what? I just take meds off. Easy as that.
It doesn't really matter because you're going to hear me anyway.
No worries.
That's true, yeah.
James, in the bottom left, you should see an option to turn off the camera and stop video or mute your microphone as well.
I can stop my video.
Yeah.
And mute.
And you mute yourself.
I'm out the room, so I can't hear.
There we go.
Give me a shout.
This is how easy it is to get rid of Lester.
If only. So, Jesse, as you remember last week, we were in the mines. There was a large explosion, and you open your eyes, or at least you think you do, but everything is still black. You blink, or at least you think you do, but oh God, why does your head hurt so much? Your ears are ringing. What happened? Well, there was a bang, a big one, and then it was just black. Are your eyes open? You kind of feel like they are, but oh God, why won't your head? Why won't it just stop hurting? You try to rub at your temples, but you can't. It's your wrists, like there's something on them. It's shackles, maybe, or you don't know and you can't tell and you can't think straight, and this constant ringing and thumping in your head. And wait, no, your eyes, they are open. There's a flicker. It's like candles. And your wrists, those aren't shackles, those are hands pulling and wrenching. You can feel things scratching against your back. It's more light now. and it stings. You can hear voices. But what are they saying? Where are you going? And where's Barksian? You're scared. You've not been alone without him for... You can't remember. Someone stands above you. They're short. His breath is in your face. It's hot. There's another that stands behind him. This one's tall. Human maybe, but no, there's something different. There's a taste, a sort of metallic and almost copper. It's the tall one, it's coming from him. Your head thumps louder and louder as he leans in closer. His armor shimmers like the surface of water almost, except it's not water, it's blood. A voice this time. It's clear. Perfect, it says. She's the one. Bring her to me, immediately. You summon up the strength and the courage to blurt out just a few words. What are they?
What do you want from me?
The blood sort of bubbles in your throat, and the figure stoops down, gets closer to your face. It's amazing. They don't even know they're one of them. There's a laugh, and a raised hand, and a rock, and there's a crack, and a flash, and in your head, and it hurts so much again. And then there's red, and then there's black. At this point, I'm going to send that message now to try and get the others back in as quickly as possible.
Blessed.
That saves me one job.
Don't leave the cat to climb the curtains, please.
So just give us a moment, everybody. We're just going to get everyone else back into the chat, or back into the game.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody.
It's like we never
I
left.
see two.
Had more time to eat dinner.
Welcome back, Veltivore. Welcome back,
Who did she
Tordek.
kill?
Oh, he's been rocking out, has he? Very nice. Oh, we're just waiting for Halric now.
There you go.
Oh, welcome back. So, for the rest of you, Gripe. You're the first one to, or at least you think you're the first one to sort of come round. Everything is pitch black, and I mean extremely dark. You can barely tell if your eyes are open. You sort of blink and rub them, and you're convinced that they are, but there's just no light, not even a shimmer. There's just a sound of rushing water.
I have returned to the womb. Oh no.
You put your hands on the floor to sort of lift yourself up, and you can feel it must be like 2 inches thick of water in this room.
Oh dear.
So the last
Hello?
thing
Hello?
there's a rough mumble coming from. Well, you barely tell. You sort of try and hone in on the direction, crawl your way along the floors.
It's too dusty. Tordek! Buddy!
You're sort of slapping around on the floor, and your hand comes across a leg, and it's quite thick and muscly and wet.
That's not a leg.
That's either Holwick or a very eager prostitute.
And you sort of work your hand up along it, and you sort of, it's too thin, too skinny to be anyone that you know, and eventually you feel this sort of soggy, damp, heavy leather loincloth, and sort of reel in shock as you realise that you've just been partially groping a dead kobold.
Well,
inches away from giving it a good old squeeze on the butt cheeks.
oh dear.
There's a mumble again now. It's slightly louder. It's to your left, and you sort of creep over towards it. That's when you, Tordek, you feel this hand slap down on your back.
Tordek, that you, buddy?
What's that?
I can't see nothing. What's? It's too dark.
What can I see?
I'm going to switch. I should have switched across quicker. Bear with me. Hopefully this works. I'm just going to drop the cat of the tokens in.
So far, we still see our faces.
Big map.
Oh yeah, I need to transition the stream as well, don't I?
You can see you like drag and drop. There we go.
So hopefully that's worked for you guys. Hopefully, Tordek, you can see your character and token.
No, it's a huge black map.
Could you just drop your token onto the map somewhere for me?
You want me to do the same with mine?
No, if you could pick the top right corner for me to just drop your token in there.
I would say that. So I was going for the bottom one. Hang on. Top right corner.
This is me having more crazy ideas. Right, if I pop you into the right place.
Oh, that's clever.
And now I'll drop Gripe in as well.
Maybe Bark's in at some point for our viewers.
Yeah, let's drop it all at this point. Not you.
We're underground, Gripe.
Who am I missing?
I guessed that, but last thing I knew, we were chatting with some happy fellow, and then he bombed himself into oblivion, and I groped up one of his comrades.
Zoom out on your screen, Lester. You can't see anything, can you?
No.
It's not worked. Oh no. Bear with me, then. We're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Mine seems to. Oh, it's all gone dark again.
Yeah, bear with me.
He's trying to be fancy.
I was trying to be fancy, but it didn't work. I was trying to be clever, but it didn't work. There we go.
I was really impressed for a minute.
But then forgot that me streaming Roll20 still can see anything.
Yeah. Yes, you find yourself stuck in amongst piles of rubble and rocks. Water is starting to seep in through the cracks in the wall, where the underground river once flowed through.
Am I awake? Am I awake and conscious yet, Ian?
You're all groggy, but you're coming about, yeah.
Well, that didn't go as planned. We were on call.
Everyone there?
Too dusty.
Well, Talric is here.
I can hear the music, man.
How's
How's
that?
Tordek, you there?
Oh,
Jesse?
I'm here, yes.
Jesse?
We appear to be one short.
Right, now's not the time to be playing a game.
I will.
She's probably stuck up a tree.
I mean, I can see. Is everyone...
What trees? There's no trees here.
I'm going to cast light on my sword and hold it aloft like a beacon.
You sort of cast light onto your sword, you hold it up in the air above your head, and you look around the room. There's only 5 of you here.
Can I see where we fell from?
You didn't fall from anywhere. It's almost like everything's just caved in now around you. The explosion just tore apart the walls. The path that you came from behind you is completely blocked.
We need to find Jesse. God knows what's lurking in these depths.
Any idea which way?
I see only one way.
This way.
Let's get out of here before it gets a little bit too drowny in here.
So the ground around you is thick with rubble and rocks. The pathway that is ahead of you is considerably narrower than it was.
I can't move my token.
I can't move my token either.
You can't know what's going on.
Can't move.
I can drag my. I'll drag my token on.
Is there any reason why Roll20 is blank on the stream?
It will be.
There you go.
We have to use little tokens.
It's gone blank.
Adorable.
Ulrich, you've become taller than all of us.
I don't feel quite right. What is this trickery?
Moladin has spoken.
Guy, drag your own token on, and you'll be
Yeah,
able
you
to
have to drag
control it.
fresh tokens
Yeah,
in
yeah.
by the looks of it. Yeah, I tried to be clever.
This is mine,
yeah,
yeah.
this is what I get, yeah.
And yeah, the stream keeps going black, by the way.
Yeah, it seems to be when I'm alt-tabbing out of the screen to move across to check other ones, so...
Ah, right.
Yeah. I have
This is
learned
what we get
not-
for trying to be
This is why I get trying to
fancy.
be clever. I have learned not to try this again next week. My apologies to everyone that's watching.
Okay.
Sir Theltafort,
It's gone back again.
as the only source of light, might I suggest you take point?
Who did I give it to? I gave it to Gripe and Howrick. I gave you the 5 foot light.
I believe that's worn off by now, hasn't it, Ian?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it would have well and truly worn off by now.
It lasts as
It
long
lasts and every time it's each long rest.
Okay, no, that's fine then.
Okay, I'll
It would persist.
uncast light on my sword now. I don't want a glowing sword.
I can see in the dark.
Oh, well, now that my eyes have finally adjusted, I realise that I am still generating light. Happy me.
as it's only 5 foot of light, so
It's fine. Just got to take it slow.
So I'm going to have to be doing a lot of alt-tabbing between screens because for some reason every time I alt-tab off, the screen goes black, and then when I alt-tab back in, it comes back again. So
Is anyone hurt at all?
I don't think so.
I'm not injured.
I have a few cuts and bruises, but I should be okay. Let's just find Jesse, get out of here.
bumps and scrapes all around, but no one's too wounded, too injured to be walking.
Which way do we suggest, people?
There is water in front of me. How deep is the water here? Can I?
It's quite
attempt-
shallow. It's coming up to maybe the top of your foot.
Is it flowing?
But it is starting to flow in from the walls, and yeah.
Oh, flowing in from the walls. So it's not a destination that we can follow.
No.
Okay. Well, I let you down here. I think somebody else should lead us out.
Left
My
is
luck's
always
run
right.
dry.
I'll say left is always right. And trust me on these things. I am something of a professional in this matter.
Mm-hmm.
Have we seen any sign of like tracks or anything?
Nothing. No sign of tracks. No. It's too dark. There's too much rubble kicking around to really be able to pinpoint anything.
It's all a dead end.
Oh, creepy.
Mm.
Let me check where you're going.
Shit, music start. That means it's a boss fight.
No, that's autosave, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Don't worry. I'm sure we get plenty of health potions just in case we fight something we can't handle.
Yeah, if you get a chest before a room, you know you're in for a trouble.
So, what's this? Is this just a collapsed rubble?
There is just piles of rubble in front of you. Possibly was a tunnel here at some point, but the explosion has just shattered everything. Again, water is slowly seeping through every crack and crevice that it can find.
See this area.
There we go.
Just remember, guys, if the music or ambience is a little too loud for you, you can affect the music volume on your own settings.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it's not too loud for the stream.
It's too dusty. Ugh.
Do you see anything up ahead yet?
There's more water.
Water, rock, and mud. Is that what our life has become?
I want kobolds. What's this pool here, Ian?
So the water here is flowing in particularly fast. large gouges, maybe 3-4 inches across, are just pouring buckets and buckets and buckets of water into this cavern, slowly starting to fill it up.
How
We
deep
need
does
to
the
find a
water
way
look?
out quickly.
Rough here, it's probably about a foot deep at this moment already.
Okay.
And it slopes downwards here a little, so it is starting to sort of creep up the corridors towards you.
Can I inspect the water to see if there's anything in it, or does it lead anywhere?
Roll an investigation for me.
Excuse me.
You put the one without brackets. While Gripe's doing that, I'll do a divine sense.
It's an 18 on my investigation.
18. What was it you were looking to see? No.
I'm looking to see if there's anything in there that might
space.
lead anywhere, or anything alive in there. See what's in the water, basically.
Yeah, no, there's nothing alive in here. Again, it's just the same kind of thing you've been seeing. The ceiling seems to have caved in, and is bringing with it water from the walls, from the ceiling itself. But there's no sign of any exits.
There is no way out here. Let us go back.
Yes,
Where
yes,
we
we've got a
came.
bit in here. Don't worry, it was all part of the plan, fellas.
Mother is gonna kill me.
Okay.
Another dead end.
Still no tracks at all that we can see.
No sign of tracks. No, there's just too much loose rubble kicking around on the floor for any tracks to have been left. One disturbed rock looks like any disturbed rock at this point.
Barksy, my friend, are you doing okay?
We'll when I find my sister.
We'll find us soon, my friend.
My fault. I told her to come with us.
We will be fine.
Nah, it's that cobalt's fault for blowing us up.
Tordek, you peer around the corner and you can see that there's been another huge rock slide here again. There's no...
Again.
Looks like left was not the right way. Well, that was all part of the plan to ensure that there was nothing to our left.
This way, gentlemen. Another cave in. There seems to be more tunnels this way.
I'll type so much. This is...
There's another cave in down here, fellas. I'm just going to have a proper look to see if there's any way across.
Is there anything up here, Ian?
What do you see, friend?
The cave goes on this way.
I shout out, "We appear to be getting separated."
Yeah, at this point the group is apart from each other. You Velsador, again, you sort of peer around the corner and you can just see that again more heavy rocks.
I'll just bellow on me as loud as I can so it booms through the
I'll
tunnel.
try.
Echoes.
All-
Hello, me,
All
me.
dead ends down there, chaps.
Yes. There has to be a way out here somewhere.
Luck is with you, Tordek.
He's my lucky dwarf, he is.
Wasn't much luck against those kobolds.
Well, to be fair, they gave us every opportunity to leave, and I kept on running my mouth.
The pool of water ahead of you again is quite deep here. A lot of water starting to cascade in from the ceiling and floor. It's getting up to again about maybe a foot in depth at this point.
I want to try and wade my way through the water just to see if there's anything further into it.
Step out into the water. It comes right up to your ankles, starts to flow in over your boots.
Guys, there's some more stuff down here.
Splits off into two different directions at this point.
I honestly think left is right.
Tordek looks ahead and you can just see that it starts to fork.
I trust you, Bright.
Right.
Why do you trust him so much, Tordek?
Because I look out for him, just like as I look out for you.
He's the cleverest man I've ever met.
I'm not that clever, I'm just clever.
Damn it, another dead end.
That was all
Must
part
be
of the
this
plan,
way
fellas.
then.
Just making sure left is definitely not the right way.
Stumbling around and picking your way through corridors. And it's at this point here you start to hear very faintly some voices being carried.
Everyone can hear it.
Everyone can hear it. It's very faint, but it's echoing off the walls. And
I hold
bouncing
my
around
finger
you.
up.
What?
Does it sound like
Something up ahead.
What sort of voices?
The sort of familiar yipping noise that you've become used to.
Excellent.
I can actually understand Draconic as well.
You can.
Yes.
Sort of the words they're talking about being excited, about murder for the murder god. Not much else other than that's kind of almost incoherent, babbling, chanting, singing, praising.
They're saying something about a murder to the murder god.
We have the element of surprise. I suggest we use it to slaughter them where they stand.
Let us introduce them to this murder god.
Wait, fellas, before we proceed, if we perhaps scout the area out first, get to know their numbers, and then we could charge in with a much more in-depth understanding of what we're getting into.
It's an excellent idea, Gripe. Do we have a scout amongst us?
I mean, I can be a little stealthy. I'm not wearing heavy armor or anything. I don't mind.
I mean, it's difficult enough to shut you up. Are you sure you can be stealthy?
Trust me, I'm a professional.
Okay, I have faith in you, Gripe.
At least you do.
I'd like to try and stealth ahead, if that's
Yeah.
possible.
You roll a stealth check for me then, please.
Straight up 10.
Carry
I
on.
swear to God, if they've touched a hair on a tail, I will kill them all.
So, yes, as far as you're aware, Gripe, you're moving as quietly as you can.
I'm a professional. I'm doing everything I can.
The voices begin to grow louder now. Ahead of you, the cave starts to open out.
Okay. I'm just going to stick as close to the sides of the walls as possible.
Yeah.
And just peer my way in and see what I can see.
You can see the forms of kobolds. The cave is quite well lit. I'm going to open it up now. Hang on.
Oof.
So ahead of you is a fairly well lit cave. The stream hasn't updated, has it?
Ooh. I'm so glad I scoured ahead now.
Could you just refresh your window? Lester, sorry.
Yeah, which window do you want to refresh?
Hang on, let me just check it's not
Roll
mine.
20.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. So ahead of you can see that the cavern opens out quite vastly. The walls here are almost like made of like a clay kind of substance. A raised horseshoe moves round up to two pillars that sit in the back, and hanging from the pillars are like strings that drip with blood. Three figures stand perched at the sort of precipice of the horseshoe. One of them you recognise instantly. It's Jessie. To her left is the more well-dressed, well-presented kobold that you saw earlier. You can see that he's holding a pole, and it's leads to like a ring that's attached around Jesse's neck, and it's almost like he's presenting Jesse to this much taller figure, dressed in heavy plate armor, covered in spikes. There's something not quite right about this figure that's in front of you. You can't quite put your finger on it from this distance. You can't really see enough.
Right.
And around him is this pack of kobolds that are all yipping, screaming excitedly.
I try to discern what it is they're doing.
There seems to be a conversation going on in Draconic between the three figures at the sort of the top of the horseshoe. Sorry. Looking at the pillars in the back again, you can see that there's another figure in the back there, stooped quite low, back to you. Just sort of seems to be off in their own little world. You can't really figure out what's actually happening here, though.
All right.
It looks like maybe some kind of sacrifice is happening, or a gift is being given, or you can't really.
All right.
tell.
I'm going to slink backwards.
Yep. Can you make another stealth check before you do?
Of course.
I hadn't used up my spell slots. I would be giving you bless.
It's a 3 on the stealth.
3 on
Oh,
stealth.
yeah.
So as I'm staring at this, I'll be like, I just breathe in a little bit
You
too
sort
loud.
of move to step back again, and as you do, you sort of trip and kick on a rock. 3 of the faces that are closest to the entrance, they all turn to face you.
So what do they do?
3 of the closer figures, the closer kobolds, immediately turn, snap their heads around, sort of glancing around casually. But as you sort of trip over the rock, you hit the deck and get as low as you can. The kobolds turn. One sort of moves slightly closer towards you. You can hear it panting and breathing. And then there's a roar of excitement from behind it, and it immediately returns, just jumping back in, screaming, shouting.
Is it? Am I? I know I don't understand it, but am I trying to? Can I discern whether or not it is warning its compatriots?
You can see that it's sort of screaming and shouting, but no one seems to be paying it any mind. You think it's just gone back to joining in with whatever chanting or
The yipping.
yipping is going on here. Yeah, that was a bad roll,
Right.
but
Yeah.
everybody gets 1.
I'm going to try and
You
make my way back.
You
Crawling
crawl
on the
back,
ground?
yeah, crawling on your stomach. The other party members, they're starting to get a little bit worried at this point. But the first thing they see of you is you, low on your belly, just creeping back around the corner again.
As soon as we get to my feet, it says, that's my exercises for the day. All
What
right.
did you see, Gripe?
There's a bunch of them. At least a dozen or 2. The leader is there, and they've got Jesse. Before we charge in, there's another fella there, bit of a hulking fella, and there's something in the back. I couldn't get a good view in it, but it looks like they're performing some sort of sacrificial ritual here. However, they're taking their time about it.
Let's go.
Wait, Gripe. What colour was his armour?
Black.
That's him. This is who we've come down here to kill.
Who?
Who is it?
Saravok.
You never told us of Saravok.
I told you we came here to defeat a great evil. He's evil. He must die.
Well, I'm going to trust you on this, but we're going to need answers as to why he's evil later.
Let's kill him, rescue Jesse.
Before
Get
we
back to the
charge
inn
in,
and get blind drunk.
Before we charge in, gentlemen, may I make a suggestion?
I don't think we can have a long rest.
No. They think we're all dead. If somebody were to approach them in the banner of, shall we say, surrender, distract them, try to get their eyes diverted to one side of the cave. That will allow you guys to move in, get into a much better position to attack.
You mean bring them out here in this tight cold?
Well,
Yeah.
I think it will be much more advantageous for us to bottleneck them all. Otherwise, if we get swarmed by them, I don't think it's going to be very good. Now, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve for such a bottleneck situation, but out in the field, I won't be very good.
It's a sound tactical decision. The General of Generals would be proud to have you serve him. Perhaps after this, I may regale you of tales of his prowess on the battlefield.
If we had 10 minutes, I'd make you feel really good about yourself, but I don't think we have 10 minutes.
I thank you, but I'm a lover of women, not dang gangly looking music men.
Trust me, 10 minutes alone with me, my good sir, and you'll be a lover of my words.
You really would. So I suggest we send our weakest, gangliest, lankiest, smallest member out there, the weakest member.
I'll do
Drag
it.
them back here as bait.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll go with you, Barksian, if you want me to.
I'll speak in their tongue. That seemed to get their attention last time.
Ian, what's down this bit here, by the way?
Where are you looking? Sorry. Oh,
Truth be told,
Ah.
Barksian, I know some magic and I know a spell, and that spell allows me to make others like me for a minute. If it were.
I am probably a bit more bruised and bleeding than I perhaps laid on. Does anybody have any bandages?
How hurt are you?
I'm 13 out of 20. Just above half, but not by much.
I can, if you want, as a player, I can burn one of me spell slots to do healing word.
No, I'll tell you what, no, we'll just monitor the situation closely. Yeah.
I've got 2 spell slots left, so I was hoping to save one of them for either.
That's what I thought. We're about to go into quite a large battle, perhaps not waste them until it's absolutely necessary. I'll be alright.
Barksian, do you want to go for yourself? I'm happy to go with you. I've got a smile. It could help.
No, you stay here.
All right.
In case this goes south.
All right. This is your show, but we got your back.
Alright, I will
Take up positions, everybody.
wait until they get
Just
where they
bring
want.
them to me and Tordek, and we will cut them down.
I'll go on the northern side of the cave, but I'll be prepared to dash at any moment into the cave in case Barksian bites off more than he can chew.
Yeah. Barksian, good luck, my friend. Your sister would be proud.
I will start walking through the tunnel.
not stealthing or just.
I'll get to near the mouth of the tunnel. And then when I get to there in Draconic, I will loudly shout, "Unhand her now!"
I'm just going to pause it there for one moment if I can. We're having some trouble getting your view updated, so what I'm going to do is quickly switch over so that the stream can see my perspective. It
Okay.
shouldn't hurt too much at this point. It's a bit of an annoyance, but it's just.
I
not
did.
updating
I
on
did
the
send
side.
you a WhatsApp message next week.
Did
and
you?
Use my second monitor.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you need any cables, I can drop them off to you.
So what I'm going
Socially
to do-
distance. What you just open your door and I'll throw them at your face.
that sounds friendly.
I'm not going to use it, so you might as well. And that way, you can set up just a spare player token.
Yeah. Oops. Adjusting the stream on the fly now. This is even more fun.
Quick, mesmerize that. Oh, God.
Just think when lockdown
Memorising
lifted and
timer.
we're playing in person, we've got all the teething
I
problems
know.
of playing in person as well.
I do miss that.
We had just got all those problems solved when lockdown happened.
So yeah, this shouldn't hurt too much from this point to see my perspective of things.
overhead battle maps, everything. It'll be excellent.
Okay. So, you step towards the entrance of the carrion barks and you scream out, what was it again, sorry?
Unhand her now in Draconic.
There's a pause moment, everything settles down briefly. Jesse, your eyes are stinging and there's blood coming down your head, looking over your face, but you recognise that voice anywhere.
I'm still quite weak, so I'll just kind of say,
Very weak.
Barks?
Barks?
It is me.
You go to call out and the words get stuck in your throat as the kobold behind you yanks on the pole and you feel these spikes cutting into your throat. Barksy, and you watch that clear as day. Kobold turns to you, all of them in this room turn to you at this point now. And the large figure faces towards the entrance. Well, brave or foolish? Which one are you?
Bit of both.
And cocky too. What are you doing here?
Coming to rescue my sister. What are you doing here?
This Tabaxi is your sister.
She is.
Funny. He sort of lifts her by the chin. Says, the attachment that you mere mortals place on other bags of flesh and fur and sinew and tendon, and flings her head to the side. Well, come and take her then.
Okay.
As you sort of mumble for some words to say, he begins to walk, except he doesn't really walk. It's more of a gentle float. And he drops down to the sort of lower levels. As he gets a little bit closer, you can see that his armor almost shimmers.
Right.
Kind of like water, except it's not water. It's darker, thicker, red even.
Which one's holding the pole?
That would be this one here.
Right, okay.
Well,
Is he still walking towards me?
he's dropped to the lower levels, but he's stopped at this point. He's
Right.
got his arms out to you. Well, come,
I will take a few more steps forward.
take back what is yours.
Gladly. And with that, I will attempt to cast Fireball at him.
Fireball. It just as you cast the spell, he just waves a hand, just dissipates before it even leaves your fingers.
Oh shit.
Oh, pathetic.
Can we see this happening?
You can hear things going on down the back there. Is there anything you'd like to be doing at the back of the corridor here?
I was going to be whispering. I think he was supposed to be dragging them back to us.
You can hear everything that Barksy is saying. You can't quite make what else is coming out from further down the hallway.
Are they speaking common or draconic?
They're chatting in Draconic.
Right, so I don't even understand some of that. I wouldn't get involved at this point because I don't know what they're saying.
Taking too long.
Stick to the plan. He knows to bring them back here.
We might end up with two to be saved. Remember when they get here, you lot take the kobolds. I'll take Seravok.
I'll give him another minute. If he ain't bringing them back here in another minute, I'll go down there and I'll work my magic, all right, and I'll bring them back here.
So, Barksian, having let loose a spell, full of anger, full of hatred, full of resentment, and then watched as that spell kind of dissipates. You stood there for a moment, you're sort of looking at your hand and you're confused, and sort of meekly put it back into your side.
What do you want for her?
What do I want? Nothing. She has everything I need.
Like what?
Her soul.
You're not having that.
You are going to stop me, are you?
If it's the soul you want, you can take mine.
Do you even know what she is?
I know she's my sister, and that's all that matters.
Oh, my dear friend. She is
I didn't know Barksy was
so much more.
Enlighten me then. What is she?
It's none of your concern. He sort of extends a hand, and at this point, Barksy, you just fly 30 feet back down the cavern. Everyone else sees Barksian come tumbling down the corridor.
Is it not going to plan, Barksian?
I take it. I hit the floor.
You do. You just sort of you don't hurt yourself. You just fly back.
It could have gone better.
All right then. I'm going to use my mouth.
Again, sort of looking back down the hallway, you see that the figure gently sort of floats almost back up to where he came from.
Come on your feet, Barksian, on your feet, and might help you up at least.
Take his hand.
I say he's playing with us. Why are we bothering? Just go and slit his throat.
Yes, time. We have tried talk.
He wants us
Let
to
us use the
charge
steel.
him. He wants us to charge him.
He is.
He clearly has magical abilities. Don't play on his terms.
So do you, Gripe. You can make loud clappy bangs with your hands.
As you start talking, you can see that the kobolds start to close in a little bit.
Hide.
Curious, listening, almost turning their heads slightly intently. And then
Trust
there's
me.
some
I'll know what I'm
low,
doing.
faint growls coming from them.
I know what I'm doing. I'll walk in front of Barksian. Gentlemen,
There's a booming voice echoes down the corridor. I see! You brought friends!
I wouldn't say we're
Wonderful.
friends. We are more professional acquaintances.
Come! Step into the light.
He is speaking common, right?
He's talking common to you now, yeah.
Well, hello. I believe your name is Yip Yip, your name is Yap Yap, your name is Yip You, and your name is Yippy Doo Doo. My name is Gripe. I am called the Professional. And it's a
right.
pleasure.
Really?
Yes. What may I call you, good sir?
You may call me Saravok.
It is him.
See,
More of you.
yes.
Wonderful. Come in, step in. Don't be
You
afraid.
poisonous scum, we are here to end you.
And who might you be?
Me? Oh, and I kind of puffed my chest up. Behold, Veltivor, servant of the Supreme Marshal of all armies, holder of the Light of Arno, loyal member of the Order of Watchful Lions, smiter of the denizens of chaos, and lover of women from Gundalan to Juandeth.
And a big fat sack of blood and pompousness.
And that too. Die!
Well, that's his name. My name is Gripe, the Professional. I was just hoping if you'll inquire, is if you could monologue us exactly what you're trying to do here.
Sort of peers over to the back. And the rest? Who are these? Come.
Mighty champions, one and all.
Don't be afraid.
Oh, well, this is my very good friend Tordek, and this is my very new good friend Holrick.
Tordek. Gripe. Indeed. So, you're here to claim this, then? And he says, and he points at Jessie, who's struggling and doing everything she can to try and fight against her captor, but she's just...
I'm hoping...
Is she tied up, by the way? Sorry.
She has this metal, collar.
What's the
around her
collar
neck,
attached to?
and it's attached to a pole that the kobold is holding onto.
I would like to have a civil conversation with yourself, sir, for something with a bit of an exchange, actually.
You would barter with the devil.
What's the life of one tabaxi when we can bring in an entire village down here for you?
The life of this one tabaxi brings me one step closer to claiming the rest of the world.
But if it's just life you need, then an entire village of people could bring you many steps closer.
You really don't know, do you?
Of course I don't. I'm just trying to understand.
I wonder if
You would offer the
she-
blood of innocence?
I have a.
There's no honor in this.
And who's this?
I'm Halric of the Blue Bears.
Halric, indeed. Halric. And you can hear him repeating your names as though he wants to remember them.
We have come for our friend. Let her go, and you will be rewarded with a quick death.
Take her.
Well, clearly you're not a very talkative person, are you?
The kobolds around in the cave start to stoop quite low to the floor at this point now. You see them pull long shards of rocks from
I already have my
makeshift
weapons.
daggers. They sort of pounce like low to the
Can
floor
I-
like a cat ready to leap.
Can I ready an action?
We're not in combat.
Before we get started, I have one more thing to say to you, good Salvatore.
Saravok.
Oh yes, I'll try to remember that, but it's a little difficult for me to remember the name of people who are about to die.
Oh, you
Well spoken,
amuse me.
But here's the last thing I would like to say to you, good sir.
What is that?
I'll make you a bet. I'll bet you we can kill every kobold in here. I'll bet you we can make that tabaxi free, and I'll bet you that you'll probably die or run away in the process. If I win, well, that'll just be the satisfaction of it. And if I lose, well, we'll make it half for you. And I go to cast a spell.
Good to cast a spell. At this point then, we'll roll initiative.
Yay!
Do you need me to as well?
Yes, I will. You're not going to be able to get to do much while you're stuck, but
Natural 20.
Sorry, it's not that. It's natural motherfucking 20. Thank you.
if I remember to do this properly.
There's a natural one for me.
I didn't clear the initiative tracker, so
It's in.
is it?
Right, so I picked up a short bow. That short bow I picked up, was that destroyed in the blast, or do I still have it?
The short bow you picked up, you still have it, yeah. You still have all your equipment and stuff with you.
Now,
I've got some on the list twice.
He's attached to a pole. Is it by a chain or rope or something?
It's firm, or well, as far as you can tell, it's firm on the end of the pole. So if you can imagine, this is the pole, and then it's just a metal loop that seems to be strapped to the end of it. Wherever Jesse moves, his arms move, so it's firm. They're both attached to each other, essentially. At this point.
So, if I shot him, she'd be able to move.
She would, yeah.
All right.
She just doesn't have the strength to fight against him at the moment. So.
I seem to have been removed from initiative.
Oh, my bad. I deleted the wrong one. Just update your.
Can you add me on, please?
And me, please.
Ditto.
Add a turn. Add a turn. There we go.
I don't have access to my own character. It won't let me change it.
What you
You
can't.
need to drag one on.
You need to drag a fresh one on, then yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll delete that one.
Are you going to resize the tokens next week? Or are we going to be mini-me's?
I don't know what happened to that. It's something to do with the grid scale. Yeah, I couldn't really tell what happened there.
Yeah.
Can I be added to initiative again, please? Thank
Yeah,
you.
you should be in there now. I need to add a turn there and a turn there.
Can you add gripe as well, please?
Yeah, I'll do.
Audit.
I believe since I've been deleted from the initiative order, I should be allowed to re-roll initiative.
Okay, there we go.
I just need adding 2. So,
If it helps, if you go to the settings on your token and put your name in it, your name will show up in the list, by the way.
Oh, I really shouldn't be out the front, but I am a confident person.
Did you roll an 8 or a 2? Gripe.
I have a
Jack, do you just want to move your webcam down slightly?
So I have you in twice again at 8 and 2.
Sorry, it's all we had was a talking forehead then.
10.
So 10, right, we'll put you in at 10. Awesome. Okay, so Barxian is going to be up first.
Who is?
Barxian.
Someone got a 20, I only got an 18.
it was Jesse, wasn't it?
I rolled a natural 20.
But
But you scored a 20, but you've got +3 on your dex. I recorded a natural 20, I've got +0. So technically, it's still you first, Barxian.
I only rolled 18.
He rolled 18, no. So
Oh, sorry, no, it's
Jesse,
Lauren.
it's Jesse
So
who's up.
it would be
It's
Jesse
Jesse,
that's
yeah,
up
sorry.
first. Not going to be able to do anything, unfortunately,
No,
Jesse.
just
So we're going to skip
what's
forward
my
to-
health looking like?
You're going to be down on about 3 hit points at this point.
Okay, I'll update
From
that.
all the bashing and dragging. So it is going to be Veltavor up first at this point.
Okay, I will kind of, hold my sword aloft and run in, charge. I have already measured.
Oh, for at least 100 bits for the 20, thank you very much.
First kobold, and I will go diving straight in with my longsword. So 19.
Have you moved on? Oh, yeah, you're there.
Yeah. 19.
19 is a hit.
No, that's the javelin. What am I doing the javelin for? It's 11 points.
I just walked straight in.
Slashing.
Just obliterates one.
And then I just, as a kind of free action, I'll point my sword towards Serevok. I'm coming for you.
Barxin, you're up next.
Just one second. James isn't on initiative.
Oh,
hold on. Where was I? I was there, wasn't I? I've still got some movement. Hold on.
now you are.
There you go.
What was your initiative roll, Tordek?
5. Can you hear me?
I've dropped to 0 now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've added the wrong one, that's fine.
You not got any battle music?
I just picked a couple of tunes out.
Okay.
I will move there. I will raise my dagger up in the air and I will fire firebolt at this one.
Firebolt with this one, yep. Go for it.
A dirty 20.
A dirty 20. 20 dirty 20 is still a hit 20, so go for it. Roll damage.
Awesome. That's 9 points of fire.
9 points of fire, just engulfs in flames. As it drops to the floor, the yipping in this cavern now starts to reach a crescendo, loud and just screaming in your ears. Halric, I believe you're next.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Enlarge your token.
Bonus action to rage.
Yep.
And I'll do a reckless attack. Attempt to bury my great axe to this guy's chest. So. Highest was 20 to hit.
20 to
Dirty 20.
Yep, that's fine.
So, ooh, nice. What does rage do? +2. That will be 17 damage. I rolled a 12. 12 +3 +2 for the rage.
So
Nice.
I'll demonstrate with the token what happens. It just goes bang up against this wall and just drops limplessly and lifelessly to the floor.
So I'll look at Tordek and go, "That's 3."
I can't remember how many I had. I think I had 5.
Speaking of Tordek, having
I had
just seen
20.
this happen, you don't want to be outdone here. Tordek, you're up.
Okay, I will not going to be able to move and attack, so I will dash. And I'll rage.
Yep.
I think that's all I can do this turn.
Yep. No worries.
I'm going to scream something along the lines of die, you dirty yippers!
No worries. Dirty yippers. Wonderful. Right. The cavern has just erupted into a frenzy of bloodlust and chaos at this point.
What to get my short bow and shoot at that guy out there by moving a little closer.
Yep.
And there also, I take a shot at the guy who's holding Jesse.
Yep.
It's a 10 for me, so that'll probably miss.
10, yeah, no. You sort of pull your bow back and let rip. But
Damn it!
The sort of platform's sitting up a little bit high, and he's so short, and it just skips off over the top. Sarawak is just going to look on, just chuckling and laughing heartily. I have Tordek in twice. Let me remove that for some reason. The sort of more well-dressed kobold is also going to stand there and do nothing for now. And we'll skip past that one as well. Veltivor, you're back.
Oh, okay.
I've disappeared completely now from the turn order.
You have, haven't you?
No, he's there at
Ripe's
12.
Ripe's not on there as well.
Neither are the kobolds. The kobolds haven't moved yet.
You want to put your name,
kobolds haven't
like,
moved.
click on your token, go in the cog, and then put your name where the name is.
I missed
to save us getting
as well, so I'll put them at the end of the list for my next turn. It's fine. Don't worry.
They can go now if you want, because that's then I can.
No, it's okay. We've got. Don't worry.
Okay. I'll go straight into the second one with my longsword again.
I have a turn order here, so we'll just run based off what mine says.
So 13 to hit.
13's a hit, yeah.
So 6 points of slashing damage.
6 points again, just cuts another one down where it stands.
And hold on, use my movement to go up there. No, in fact, use my movement to go there.
Next would be Jesse. Can't do anything just yet. Barksy.
Carving my way to him.
I will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I will look at this kobold here, kind of smile at him, and then cast Firebolt point blank at him. But not quite point blank.
Not quite point blank, yeah. Point blank enough.
16.
16's a hit.
8 points of fire.
8 points. Another one just engulfed in flames. Burns to a crisp where it stands.
Then I'll use my last movement to move there.
Howrick.
5, 10, 15, 20. Another reckless attack against the kobold to my south.
Oh, you're going to steal Tordex.
Steal the kill. Max of... What was that? That's 5. 16?
16's a hit.
16's a hit. Smashing the damage. That is 12. That is 15 damage.
15 damage, yeah.
On fire.
Tordek's just come running towards this one, intent on killing, and Halric just wipes it out. Very
yeah, if I could just take his head clean off his shoulders, that would be great.
Tordek sort of gives you a little bit of a sideways glance.
Then I'll use the remainder of my movement to just advance on the next kobold here, get right up in his face.
No worries.
Pass turn.
It's Tordek.
Took my kill.
You're in luck, my friend. There are plenty more.
I haven't lost my rage, have I?
You didn't take any damage, did you?
No.
You didn't get hit. No one actually attacked at all on your turn, Ian.
Yeah, you ignored all the kobolds for some reason.
So, yeah, because I didn't put them in the tour, I will say that you got a slight poke from somewhere that just kept you in your rage state, because I did forget to put them in. So yeah, I'll let you. You stubbed your toe or something, and you're like, I'm so angry at myself.
Pissed off that Ulrich took my kill, so...
Yeah,
I'll elbow him on my way past.
Yeah, you're not physically hurt, you're emotionally hurt.
I will swing my... I've got 2 light hammers, so I'm going to swing one at the kobold to south me, and then make a second weapon attack against the other one.
Ooh, dual wielding.
I'm going to try.
Okay. So first attack.
Yeah, sorry.
Correct. This is why I don't use the dice roller in here, I just... real dice.
17.
17's a hit.
And a 14.
14 points of damage. One, a
no, that's the other dice roll.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
2 solid hits.
Yeah. That's 4 plus 3, that's 7 damage on one.
Yep.
And then 6 damage on the other. What does rage give me? Does that give me extra damage?
That gives you plus 2 to damage.
Plus 2, so plus 2 to both of those as well.
Yeah. So you sort of rush in after seeing that Halric has just killed the one that you were after. Leap up in the air and bring 2 hammers down, one on top of each kobold, and watch them just crumble to the floor. The skulls caved in, and you just turn around at Halric and scream. Ah!
Awesome.
Gripe.
Right, so I'm going to move up here a little bit, and I'm going to cast Sleep on that point there, and it will get all 6 of those guys.
Yeah. 1, 5.
So it's 5d8.
That's a 40-foot radius, is that right? 40 foot
No,
across.
so everything within a 20-foot radius of that point.
Yeah, 20 foot, yeah, you're fine.
So yeah, so it'll get all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 5d8. That's not too good, but 17.
17. It's enough to knock out 3 of them.
I'll just shout to Beltifor. Don't worry about the small fry, just get the big one. Save Jesse.
I'm working my way there.
So 3 of them just drop sleepily to the floor.
Alright, so I'll mark down that.
Which ones? Oh, right, okay.
Back. And I shall drop my short bow and withdraw my rapier ready, but I will still keep a distance. Basically be there.
You see Saravok begin to sort of move his arms, and the ground beneath your feet starts to tremble and shake. I'm going to ask everyone to make dexterity saving.
Not dexterity.
Yes, please.
Checks.
Checks. Yeah.
Oh, checks, not saving throws.
I got the same bonus on check or save.
Count the first one. I don't know why it rolled 2.
That's fine.
I got 2. Although I do want the natural 20, but I got 2.
Well, minus 6, that's a 6 from me.
I got 22.
So everyone that's
14 for me.
Everyone that's 10 or less, the ground under your feet starts to tremble and quake, starts to crack and crumble. Anyone that gets less than 10 falls over during this. You could be prone.
Wow!
The ground just gives way under your feet and you collapse to the floor.
Big guy goes down.
Saravok, you coward, come and face us.
Saravok turns to the kobold next to him and says, "Is this all you've got?" The kobold looks up, lets out this almighty howl as more kobolds begin to pour out of the walls around you, coming in from the cracks and the warrens buried in the side of the cliff.
Shit, looks like we're gonna have to focus on the small fry. There goes my plan.
They're now going to move. So you're down on the floor, aren't you, Veltor?
Yes.
So that's advantage. We'll deal with you first.
You're going to die.
Most probably now, yeah.
What's your armor class again, sorry?
19.
You can add another title to your name. The Pincushion.
So two of them managed to make contact with these like shards of rock that they're using as sort of improvised daggers, pieces of an old pick, and they sort of reach to jab into you. Two of them managed to find weak spots in your armor. You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As this, it's almost like being descended upon by a pack of dogs, as just poking and stabbing everywhere.
Okay.
Tordek.
I'm going to do the same.
Two of them come running at you. Not quite done with my turn yet. Two of them will come running at you as well. You're not prone, are you?
I am. I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3. Oh.
I'm still raging. So get resistance. So
yeah, even with the advantage, both of them again managed to sort of jam these bits of whatever it is that they're using into various soft parts of your body. You take 6 points piercing damage.
6?
6, yeah.
Is that hard?
Sorry?
That
not hard, no. So it'll be hard down to 3. The other kobolds in the back just kind of step forward a little bit. They don't move, they don't try to engage. And that brings us back round to Veltor.
Okay. I'll use half my movement to get back up. And I will attack this one here.
Okay.
Again, big swing with my longsword. 22 to hit.
Big hit, yeah.
So 7 points of slashing damage.
7 points slashing. Another one.
Again, I will point my sword towards Severvok and try to goad him.
Yeah.
Fight me one-on-one, you coward.
Come and get me. Jesse, anything you want to say at this point? No. Just kind of hanging there in this collar, just sort of limply, frightened and scared. You can. Barksian's on his way, but you've not even got the energy to be happy at this point. Speaking of Barksian, you're up next.
I'm coming for you, Jesse. And I will point my hand towards the kobold holding Jesse, and I'll let loose a firebolt.
Yep.
And that would be a natural motherfucking 20.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so that's a hit.
So that is 10 points of fire.
10 points of fire damage. You can see that it takes it to the chest, sort of reels in shock a little bit, but it manages, as it sort of comes back, the pole is attached by this like leather strap, and it sort of quickly regains its footing again, pulls Jesse back in as she tries to wriggle away. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to move up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
No worries. Halric.
So yeah, half my movement to get up, and then another reckless attack on the kobold in front of me.
Okay.
It's a great sword. 18 to hit.
18's a hit.
And 13 slashing.
13 slashing. No No more kobold.
this D12, nailing it. 15, I've got 15 movements left, haven't I? Yeah, I'm just going to keep advancing then. Get up in this kobold's face. And that's it.
Tordek, Halrek, and Barksian, now that you're approaching the top, you can see that the portal is in the back. There's another figure, low, crouched, has their back to you. They've got like a hood that covers almost their entire body, and they're just sort of swirling their hands and waving towards this portal. Well, not even a portal. There's like I say, there's strings hanging across between these two pillars and blood dripping from them that seems to seep like mercury would across the surface towards the floor, towards Saravok. Tordek, you're up.
I will attempt to smash both again.
Yeah.
20 and an 8, so I'm guessing the 20.
The 20 hits, but the 8's no good, I'm afraid.
4 plus 3 and then 2, so 9 damage. 9. Whichever one you like.
Obliterates another one. Very nice.
Then I'm just gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll take the attack opportunity and charge that one.
Do you want to cast against that? Oh, no, don't bother, no.
You just lobbed the dice.
No, I had to go and fish it out the back of my sofa from last week. Sorry, second attack was it, did you say, or?
Sorry, no, I've already attacked. So
you've already attacked twice, haven't you? Yeah, so no.
I ran and I see. I leave Ulrich his kills.
You're a man of honor, Tordek.
Fortunately, I am not. Right, you're up.
I'm a bit torn about what to do. I've been thinking about it for a bit, but I'm gonna. I'm gonna take my long sword and I'm gonna go up behind this kobold here, and I'm gonna try and stab him in the back whilst he's focusing on Veltafor.
Yep.
Save my other stuff for now. That's 22 to hit.
Oh, clean hit.
So I'll strike him straight through in the back with 5 piercing daggers.
Sort of, it's been trying to leap and it's been crawling all over Velvator, trying to find like a weakness through his armor, and you just walk in and just pull the sword.
Get off of him!
Drops to the
throw him
floor.
to the ground.
Anything else?
How are you looking, Veltafor?
Rough.
I'm gonna say,
you can see I'm not great.
I'm gonna look at you, Veltafor. I say, Veltafor, you are much stronger than you think you are. And I'm going to cast Healing Word on you.
Awesome.
Says wrong incantation and does inflict wounds.
That is 7 hit points back to you. That's maximum healing.
How many, sorry?
7 hit points back to you. Got maximum.
Brilliant.
Maximum.
Thank you, Gripe. You're a good man.
And I'm going to take a 5 step backwards just in case that kobold wants to come from me.
Yeah. It's just seen you shank its friend. It sort of casts you a little sideways glance as you did so. All done?
Yep.
Yeah. Saravok turns to the other kobold. Finish this and bring her to me when you're done. I have much more important things to be dealing with right now. And he turns towards the portal, or the whatever it is that's between the pillars. The other kobold lets out another shriek at the top of his voice. A couple more kobolds manage to sort of start wriggling their way out from the cracks.
Oh dear.
Whoa.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh no.
Not that one.
Another one of them.
Not that one.
A few more kobolds start sort of creeping through the cracks. You can see little splinters of whatever in the walls. Back to Veltavor.
To me, yeah, I'll attack this one still that's in front of me. With my longsword again. A 22 to hit.
22 that's it.
That's 9 slashing damage.
9 slashing is gone.
And then I will use my movement. Okay. That's me done.
No worries.
Ian?
Yep.
If I was prone, I should have used my movement to stand up, shouldn't I?
Yes, you used half of it to get back up, yeah.
So, I used half movement or half my... Yeah.
It's half movement to get back up, yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay, so I wouldn't have been able to get as far as that.
No, you'd been 2 squares back then, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Jesse, how you feeling?
Bit tired.
You can see Barksian coming towards you up the hill now. You can feel yourself starting to get a little. You just want to sleep. You just want to close your eyes and just sleep. And one of your hands drops from the collar. You just start to slump a little. Barksian.
Oh, sorry, my turn.
Yeah. You cast your eyes across, and you can see that one of Jesse's arms just drops. The other one's still holding onto the collar, but you can see there's not much left in her at this point.
Hang in there, Jesse. We're on our way. And again, I will move forward. 5. This guy's already taken attack of opportunity, hasn't
he? He did, yeah.
5, 10, 15. I will throw another firebolt at that. $13.
13 is a hit.
Oof. That's max damage for another 10 points.
10 points. Again, you can see that it just blasts him in the chest, and it knocks him back a little bit, but he still manages to cling onto this pole, and he's still staying completely upright at this point.
Is this guy still here?
He's still there, yeah. He's kind of just watching at this point.
Is there space for me to walk across here?
There is, yes.
Okay, so 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, you're right on the edge at this point there, but you do sort of sidestep, and as you sort of look back up at this armoured figure, something isn't quite right. It's not made of metal or flesh. It is purely blood that's been formed into this kind of humanoid shape. Halric.
Yeah. Reckless attack with the great axe.
Yep.
Not so good. That's 10.
10 is a miss.
Cut it, is it?
No.
Can't do an offhand attack, can I? Okay, I'm gonna try and move away from him. Just shall I? No, because he'll be at advantage, won't it?
He doesn't have attack opportunity anymore.
I almost want him to, so I can keep my rage. I need to get hurt.
No, you've not made a swing, have you? Or have you?
I missed, so...
No, you still made an attack then, so you're fine.
Oh, that's still good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just chill.
As long as you actively attack or get attacked, you're fine.
Okay. Cool. In fact, no, I will move just around him to there, so it's a short distance to the next bunch of kobolds. Yeah, that's turn for me.
Okay. Torek.
Okay, I'm going to attack the one next to me with a light hammer.
That's a hit.
Excellent. For 6 damage still.
6, yeah, that's enough.
Excellent.
Kobolds don't have a lot of hit points.
I'm gonna scream, "Enough of these yappy rat dogs! I need bigger prey!" 5, 10, 15, 20. And as I run towards him, I'm going to use my two weapon fighting, and I'll throw my light hammer in his direction.
Okay, roll to hit.
9.
No, it's not a hit, I'm afraid.
Close.
The hammer clearly makes contact with the body, but all you do is it's like passing the hammer through water. It almost slows down as it enters his body. It's like trying to get your hammer through treacle. To the point where you have to sort of pull it back, and this hole that was where his chest was just covers its back over himself, back over in blood again. Right.
I'm gonna move a little forward. 5, 10. Hold on, let me just check the range of something. Yep. So when I get within about here roughly, I'm within 60 feet of the blood thing, and I'm going to yell out at him. It says, "You think you're scary? You're nothing more than an overgrown menstrual cycle." And can he make a wisdom save, please?
And from what I hear, they can be pretty frightening.
24.
Yeah, he saves.
Yeah. Oh, you do amuse me. And he just...
I'm glad that I can entertain. I'll win the bet.
Saravok looks at you, Tordek, and almost seems to like manifest this giant two-handed sword out of nowhere. He's going to take a swing at you with it. 22 going to be enough?
Ooh. Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yep. 13 points slashing.
How much?
13.
13 slash. Is it magical?
No, it's not magical. It just sort of stands before a challenge indeed. As this sword materialises out of nothing, brings it up over his head and slams it down on top of you. You don't feel a contact of a blade. You just feel the blood rush down your body, and this strong burning sensation. You feel like everything is heating up. Your arm is starting to burn up on you. Are you still upright?
How much was the damage again?
13.
13. And it's halved, so that would be rounded down or up.
Down.
Are we so?
Did it round down?
Take 6.
Okay, no, I'm still good.
For the purposes of this. Saragok then steps away.
Opportunity attack.
I'm not going to call him for you. You have to call him out yourself.
Oh yeah, okay. Opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Thank you, whoever that was. With my it's the wrong one. Hang on. Oh, 23.
23. That's actually a hit. Yeah.
Yes. Excellent. So two-handed with my big warhammer. Now that I'm fighting the big bad, so that is 1d10. Oh shit.
2 points.
Plus 3, 5, so 7 damage.
So you take up your hammer with two-handed, swipe it across, and you can see that it makes contact. So that the figure jolts slightly, turns to you, but it seems like nothing more than a minor inconvenience. Takes one back look up at you, Veltivor, raises a hand, and then steps in through the portal.
Yeah, that's right. Run away.
At this point, the being that was crouched on the floor stops and just sort of slumps to the floor. Looks like he's heavy breathing. The kobold that's got hold of Jesse at this moment, again, he screams out at the top of his voice, and these faces poke out from the cracks in the walls, and they sort of look around nervously, kind of like raptors twitching. And they look at the dead bodies on the floor, slowly sort of seep back into the darkness again. You can see that the well-dressed one is sort of looking around, and Jesse, you can just make out that he's calling them all cowards as they retreat.
Looks like someone's friends just abandoned them.
Feltable, you're up.
Okay. You said that we can climb on this ledge.
It's
right
not high, yeah. It's 3 or 4 feet up. It's
so
raised,
I can do.
you're kind of walking up the slope now as well.
5, 10. I'll do that. 15.
Yeah, you're right on the edge. Yeah.
25.
That's going to be an attack opportunity on you.
Yeah, just the one.
13's not 13.
He's asleep, mate.
No, the other one.
The other one.
Yeah.
This
Which one?
That one.
That one wouldn't have got one.
Bit of one.
Oh, that one, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
11 to hit.
Okay, I'll then make a swing at this guy.
Yep.
So 24 to hit.
24 to hit.
So 9 slashing damage.
9 slashing. Again, you see the sword make contact across him, and you can see him really in shock from a little bit. Like, you know you hit him. But he just sort of shrugs it off. He's still got hold of Jesse quite tightly at this point as well.
Okay. That's my turn.
Jesse, anything to say?
I'm
They're closing in
gonna.
at this point. You can right next to you, Barks him. First time you've seen him in hours.
I'm gonna kind of muster up all the strength I have, and the arm that's dropped is just gonna reach out to Barks and just try and grab hold of him.
Yeah. Sort of reaching out to her, Barks him. You can see her hand reaching out to you. You're sort of torn between. What do you do? Do you comfort her? Do you know? Is she still in danger? You've no idea. But you can tell us it's your turn now.
I will. I'll shout at the guy in Draconic as I look at Jesse and then look back. Unhand her now, and I may let you live.
Just turns to you and snarls. Bares his teeth at you. Saliva dripping down.
I would then take another step forward. I warned you, and then try and stab him with my dagger.
Yep, go for it.
That's another 13.
13 is a hit.
4 points of damage.
4 points. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, the dagger clearly makes contact, and he reels in shock. At this point, you see starting to get a little bit weak, a little bit on edge of what's going on around him. Halric.
Yeah, I'll try and finish off this cobble behind me here. So another reckless attack with a great sword. That's 19 to hit. For another 17 slashing.
Sounds decimating these kobolds. Poor things.
And then, yeah, I'll just advance. Where should I go? 5, 10, 15, 20.
You'll check with Tordek first, make sure he's not got his eye on.
30. I'm going to go
This one arrived?
all the way here and try and grab hold of this guy. Yeah, that's it for me.
No worries. Tordek, speaking of
Oh,
you.
actually, I'll shout out, we should try and keep this one alive. He was controlling this mysterious gate.
So you can see that she's dressed in this heavy, wet cloak of some kind. I said she. Whoops. But she's just kind of lying on the floor at this moment. She's sort of panting and not moving. Barely even acknowledges that you've come close. Tordek.
The metagame impinging again.
Screaming at the top of his lungs, dwarven nonsense. He charges, and Jesse sees this barreling dwarf run towards her and jump over and bring the two-handed warhammer down at this kobold here.
Yep.
You get this this strong scent of BO pass over your head.
I wake up and look around. I need to pass out again.
Get slapped in the face with some dwarf testicles as well as it goes past. That's not a phrase I thought I'd be saying this evening.
16
16's a hit.
and 6 on 1. Rubbish. 6
Six.
damage.
Yeah. Again, you see that he sort of smashes him across the side of the face, and blood's now starting to trickle down his face. You can see he's weak, but he's still resiliently keeping this grip on this handle, as though his life depends on holding on to this and nothing else right now. Right.
I'm going to stare at the person holding the thing. I'm going to look at him and says, "You might as well just give up, my friends. It's all over for you."
So bashed up at this point and bruised that he doesn't even hear what
I'm
he's saying.
casting vicious mockery at him.
Yeah.
Wisdom
Okay,
save.
he does hear it then, but he doesn't acknowledge that he's wisdom save, yeah?
Yeah.
13.
That is my DC. Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, lovely. So, how much damage, sorry?
No damage. If he resists, he doesn't get any damage at all.
Oh, okay.
And then at that point, I'd like to point at Barksian and I say, "I'll bet you can save your sister."
I'll take that bet.
And that's an inspiration to you.
Hey. Whoop, whoop.
The kobold that's holding onto the pole turns, looks around him. He sees all these people towering above him. He looks over his shoulder. He can see the few that are behind him. Starts screaming and cursing in Draconic at them, but you see them drop whatever they were carrying, and slowly they start to slink and step backwards. He's frenzied at this point. The one by the portal, between the pillars, is still just laying on the floor, kind of huffing and puffing. Veltibor.
You say the kobolds were stepping back?
Yes, they're starting to move back.
The one next to me, can I
Yeah.
take an opportunity attack?
You can, yeah. Why not?
Got it, wouldn't you? 22's a hit.
22's a hit.
I'm rolling high today. It's 6 slashing damage on that one that just stepped away.
No worries.
And then I will again attack this one that's holding the big pole. Watch me roll low now. 13 to hit.
13 is a hit.
Just. It's 4 slashing damage.
4 slashing. You sort of bring your sword down, drag it across him, cuts into his skin. You see his blood pour onto the floor. His grip, he drops the pole, but this strap is still on his arm, and he sort of starts furiously scrabbling to try and pick it back up again. Jesse?
I haven't really got much energy left. I
You
used
haven't got
most
much
of
energy,
it.
but at this point you can feel that there's a certain amount of looseness now. You're not being held or positioned in place.
I'm going to feel that.
Summon up everything you can to do one thing. What's that going to be?
Fart.
Gorgeous.
I'm gonna just grab hold of Barks. He's my only safety at the minute.
Yeah. So the cat, Jesse's now sort of grabbing at you, Barks, trying to sort of pick herself up using you, and you're sort of still engaged in combat, so you kind of like, wait a minute, not now. It's your turn, Barksian.
Yeah, disadvantage now.
I will.
The kobold manages one word of common. He just looks up, screams, "Enough!"
I gave you your chance, and I'll go in for another attack.
Yeah.
Enough 10 minutes ago.
18.
18's a hit.
5 points of piercing.
What are you doing this with? Sorry, there's a dagger.
My dagger again.
Yeah. And you sort of reach out, and he brings up the hand that's got the strap around it, and he sort of brings it up, in front of his face like this, and the dagger just pierces through its arm. Howls in excruciating pain, and as you rip the dagger back out, you can see that the hand sort of hangs limply, and the strap drops to the floor. Howrick.
Right, Google tells me that the bottom of an axe is called the knob.
Yep.
So I'm going to take my knob and I'm going to whack the creature here with it for a non-lethal reckless attack. That's 15 to hit.
15's a hit.
Okay.
Yeah, you did knob that kobold.
It's got, right, so that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 slashing knob damage, non-lethal.
Okay. And you sort of drag the sort of axe into the back of her head, and she slumps to the floor in front of you.
And then whatever
She
movement
just
I've
got
left,
knobbed.
I'll just use 10 movement to advance on this this chap here.
The kobolds at this point, the remaining kobolds at this point have managed to slink off and find their way into the cracks amongst the wall. Veltibor. Tordek.
Tordek.
I mean, at this point we are still in combat. It's entirely up to you where this goes, though.
Is this still alive?
Just about, yeah. At the moment, he's had one of his hands is now practically gone. It's practically cut off. You can see.
Is he still holding on?
No, the strap has dropped to the floor. Jessie at this point is trying to pull herself away. The pole is still tight around her neck.
Can I try and remove that thing round her neck?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's that, a strength check?
No, there's no need for strength check. You sort of grab hold of the pole and you're sort of very sorry, and you're sort of looking at the collar and you sort of work your way down, and you can see that there's like a sort of little lever thing at the end, and you sort of pull on the lever, and Jessie, you feel it for the first time, this thing just snaps open and you just drop to the floor and collapse face down.
Do I have time to attempt to attach it to the kobold?
No, that was your action trying to remove it.
Okay. I'll just hold on to it then.
Yeah, right.
This guy's not really paying attention to anything at the moment, is he?
Not at the moment. He's slumped to the floor now. No, he's like I say, he's sort of shouting in one word in common, just enough.
Gentlemen, I think it's about time we lay down our arms and hear what he has to say before his last breath. And that's going to be my turn.
Yeah. So we're going to drop from combat here. We're no longer in combat at this point anymore. The kobold lies weak and limp on the floor in front of you, panting, blood pouring from his head, from his arms, from his body, and he's clutching at his wrist, which has developed like an extra joint in it from the way that the dagger just crushed through the bone of his
I want to
arm.
kneel down beside him and grab him by his throat. Where did Seravok go?
Don't know.
Why was he here?
Once the spawn.
You're coming with us.
There's a brief flash at this point. The other one that was by the portal at this point appears directly next to you. She's standing, and you can see this wet cloth hanging over her head, a blindfold across her eyes. With one hand, she grabs hold of the kobold, and with another, she turns her hand behind her and opens this shimmering.
Can I give them a round of applause as a reaction, please?
Yeah, sure.
That'll be fun to clap then.
Go for it.
So you need to make 2 saving throws because it will affect both of them, and unfortunately, it would also affect Holrick. So yeah, Constitution saving throws from him, that Holrick, and Tordek.
Okay. So we'll do him and that. We'll do him first.
Yeah.
Him is going to get 6,
Fail.
and that is 17.
That's a success. So I believe you'll be taking. No, you don't take any damage.
No.
He will.
He does.
As this is going on, by the way, I would have stepped over Jessie and I would have lifted up my shield so she's protected from anything.
Okay.
Right.
Like a
You're sort of
like
shielding her.
meltdown.
This purple vortex has opened up in the room right next to her.
Does anyone else get a reaction?
Yeah, do anything you want now.
I'm gonna try to bring my sword down. You said that this other one grabbed the one that we were
She's
questioning.
yeah, she's gone to grab his arm.
I'm gonna try to cleave her hand with my sword.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
It's 5 points of thunder damage on the kobold, by the way.
That's fine, yeah.
So 13 to hit.
13 is a hit.
So 5 points of slashing damage.
5 points. Oh, you deal damage, but not enough that you sort of cut through her arm. The sword comes down and it sort of embeds itself, and you feel it hit bone.
Yeah.
But there's just no reaction. And she just keeps waving her hand behind her, this summoning up even more, this purple billowing cloud. Anyone else?
I want to attempt to put this collar thing around her neck.
Her neck.
Yeah, why not? She's the one doing stuff.
Holrick, can you make a quick Constitution save throw? Because unfortunately you will.
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
You'll be
save.
you'll be taking 5 points of damage. Sorry about that.
Friendly fire, it's worth it.
Motherfucker.
It's just keeping your age going, mate.
Roger. My thanks.
Tordek, you sort of pull up the collar and you sort of step forward to meekly try and clamp it around her neck. She turns to you. You can't see any eyes, there's just this blindfold across the face. Just for a second you falter, and then there's this kind of whoosh, and the two of them, she sort of falls backwards and the two of them disappear into the purple mist and vanish from sight.
Bugger.
That could have been more successful. But fortunately, as per my plan, we still have 3 prisoners over here.
I'm going to turn my attention to Jessie. Are you okay? Are you hurt? What did they do? What happened? All in quick succession.
Jessie, Jessie, you are so weak, but you can slowly, and between fits of sort of panted breathing, you can muster out a few words to speak if you want.
I don't know what happened. I'm scared. I just want to go home.
We'll take you out of here soon.
What do they want from you? Did they say?
Did they say? I would know, wouldn't I?
They have referred to you as one of them a few times.
One
you
of
don't know
us,
one of
one
what
of us.
means.
Oh, okay.
You've also
So
heard mention of Bhaal spawn being brought up
Okay.
as well a few times.
So I wouldn't really know much about. I'm just trying to not met game here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. No, I mean the concept of the Bhaal spawn is fairly well known across the Forgotten Realms. It's kind of just one of those things that gets passed down through myth and legends. So yeah, any little sort of side notes about the Bhaal spawn that you might have, you can sort of metagame.
Okay. I'll just say I don't know exactly, but I think they confused me with someone.
Where are they going now?
I mean, you look
Ian,
like so many.
I'm aware of, because you told me some stuff that happened before I left in my homeland. I'm aware of that, aren't I?
You've heard the phrase Bhaal spawn. Yeah.
No, am I aware of the person that went to my hometown? It was a couple of weeks back. You messaged me, and I believe you said it was something that I knew.
Let me check.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was fine. A couple of weeks back when I messaged you.
As to the reason why I left, or part of the reason I left, anyway.
I've just got to say,
Oh,
Play-
yes.
Yeah.
playing one character is so relaxing.
Sorry, what was it you're trying to figure out if you know again?
Well, we were talking about Bhaal spawn and that Jesse thinks she was confused with somebody else.
Well, I'll let you try and put two and two together
Sorry.
from all of this.
Okay. I know. I'm just want to double check that, so that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I shall wait. Let's get out of this damn mine.
We've got some prisoners. They might know some things.
I don't
I
know
mean,
about you,
I'm
Voltor.
feud. I'm sure the local mercenaries can take care of whatever kobolds are left here.
I don't know about you, Voltor, but look around. How do we get out?
Like maybe one of these guys will know.
Indeed. You speak their language, don't you, Baxian?
I do.
I'm gonna kick one
Yeah.
violently
I'll hold him down-ish.
while I'm
Kick
kicking.
him.
I will help Jesse up.
Oh,
They
you
won't
think
know anything.
Tordek, sorry.
They won't know anything.
They must scavenge for food from somewhere. There's these bodies piled up everywhere. They may know a way out.
Well, I know that there's more bodies there than we can carry.
I will help Jesse over to the kobold.
Okay.
In its natural tongue, I'll say, tell me a way out now.
Dig.
Dig, is that all?
And it pulls up this rock from the floor and just shanks it straight into its own throat.
Oh, shit.
Maybe we try on the next one and hold his arms down.
Yes, let's restrain the
Two
next.
more tries.
Yeah, I'll get on one side of this one then. Grab his arm.
I'd like to use my rope to restrain this person from the hog tie, basically.
Yeah. Okay, you tie this one up then. That's fine.
Let's try this again. I will slap it awake.
Yep.
Wake up, buddy. You won't.
Tell me a way out now.
And it sort of looks around in fear. I don't know. I don't know.
You must know a way out.
The tunnels. And it sort of points towards the walls where there's these kind of foot wide gaps, which is where the kobolds use to sort of creep through the walls.
Do they look big enough for us?
Not big enough for humans, no, but the area here is more of a clay-like substance than it is rock.
So we could make a tunnel out, sort of.
That sounds like hard work.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, we've got 2 volunteers to dig our way out.
I'm going to look back over at the portal. Is that still active or is that gone now?
It's inactive now. There's like blood dripping off it, but nothing seems to be happening to it. There's no shimmer that there was there before.
Right.
I'd like to spend some time going through the bodies, see if there's anything to find.
Yeah. You supposed to these look like the body of the miners, based on the sort of remnants of labourers' garb. You do find like a couple of worn-looking pickaxes and shovels kicking around in the stuff.
I'll leave those alone. Has anybody got any identification and stuff that we could take up top? Because obviously there's too many bodies for us to carry. So
I'm going to pick up a pickaxe and a shovel.
Yeah.
Make my way to one of the cracks that looks like it's heading upwards.
Yep.
And start digging.
Just start hacking chunks out of the wall. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, just start doing what dwarves do.
Yeah. I mean, it's
dig.
yeah, it's slow going, digging by hand, obviously, but you are kind of lucky here that it's as much clay as there is like loose rock and shale.
I would let my friend Tordek, my new friend Tordek, dig alone.
Yeah.
I'll help you, Tordek.
Your dwarven instincts are telling you that you're sort of sitting under maybe what used to be a dried up riverbed perhaps at some point. Probably best guess as to why there's so much loose detritus around this area.
Do I recognise any of the miners' bodies? As I used to work here.
Yeah,
some of my old colleagues.
I mean, the bodies are mangled. But
Bob, who still owes you money from the other day.
And I mean, workers.
Frank, who stole your lunch last Tuesday.
I mean, workers passed in and out of the Nashkel mines constantly. They'd come, they'd labour for a few days, they'd move on again. Sometimes they'd come, labour, and they were never seen again. And yeah, there's bodies around here that you'll recognise from maybe a pendant around a neck or a ring on a finger. A few of them you can put names to, a few of them you can't.
I would say to Gripe then, my friend, some of these they worked here with me. Their families deserve to know what happened to them. You have parchment. If I say their names, you can write it for me. We will pass the names on to the foreman back above. So yeah, I'll just recite from looking at them the names of any that I do recognise, so that Gripe can make a list of missing miners who we've now discovered.
I have got painter's supplies, so yes, I can.
Paint the portraits of them as well to show them. Here's his skeleton now.
Yeah.
I'm proficient in it.
And then I'll do that, and then just offer a silent prayer to all the others.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you spend some time digging through the remains of the miners, collecting up anything that constitute kind of personal belongings and supplies. You know.
I'll assist him in this task, and then when we're done, I'm going to take the 2 sleeping kobolds.
This is no place for a man to die.
No.
It's not a quick task. There's 40, 50 bodies here to piece through and untangle. So it's going to take you a good couple of hours to sort of.
Well, then before we get started, to raise morale, I'm going to take the 2 kobolds that are sleeping, take them over the portal, and just to arrange them in a very, very sexually aggressive position with each other.
One's awake anyway.
Not sexually suggestive, sexually aggressive.
Yeah, sexually aggressive. Look at them doggos going at it. Oh, isn't that cute?
Part of me wants to know what that looks like, and for the most part, I don't. No.
Google.
No, God no, you don't Google stuff.
Rule 34. There'll be something for kobolds out there.
Look at you think.
And if you don't know what Rule 34 is, Google it.
Oh, it's the rule by Lemon Party, isn't it?
Okay, there is a Pornhub search category.
Oh my god. There's the weird fact of the day right there.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Tordek, you're starting to get a little concerned. You're not entirely sure how deep you are underground or how long this is going to take.
Are we at the highest point that we travelled through the tunnels?
Yes, everything here sort of elevated up the corridor as you came through, and then it elevates again, so it's maybe another 3 or 4 feet to around the horseshoe.
The dais, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to spend some time to fully investigate this cavern to see if there's any way out that we have not been able to identify yet.
Yeah, do you want to roll an investigation check for me?
Investigation.
Is any of it worked stone?
Some of it is, yeah. Nearer the entrance is more stone
Just another average 10 from me.
Other than the warrens that were shown to you by the kobolds, you can't see any signs of any obvious exits.
Well, time for us to get very, very skinny. Let's go on a diet.
There's
I think
no way
if we
you could
stay
do
here
anything
much
else.
longer, I don't think we'll have much choice. Okay. We can. I don't know.
I would like to start exploring through the caverns then to see if there's a passageway that we missed.
Yeah, I will assist Gripe.
Yeah.
Yes, to give him advantage on his investigation roll.
Okay.
Can I investigate the portal stones? And I get, with stone cunning, have advantage. What does it say? If I make an intelligence history check related to the origin of stonework, I'm proficient in the history skill and gain double my proficiency bonus.
Okay.
If that will.
Well, I got a natural motherfucking 20 on my investigation to the cave.
Hey.
Oh, well done.
We'll come back to that in just a moment then. Tordic, yeah, so make your dice roll.
4 then. So I'll become doubly proficient, but I lose because of my intelligence, so it should be +3, I think. And that's pathetic. I don't know anything.
They're very well carved, quite ornate. They were definitely brought here and not part of the mine. Obvious facts stand out to you, but
Yeah, okay.
there's something more magical in nature to these. It's a bit beyond your expertise. Who went looking for other exits?
Me and Gripe.
Yeah. You spend several hours wandering around the caverns, even if I was going back to where you came from to try and find a way out. Most of the lower caverns now and the shorter ones are beginning to fill with water, but you go down a dead end, you come back, you go back again and check it again, feeling like you must have missed something, but there is nothing. There's no sign of a way back to the surface from where you are.
Okay. Can I have a look at these pillars? Yeah, can I have a look at these pillars?
Yeah. History or Arcana, I suppose, would fit.
Both are shit for me, so
Which one are you going with?
Arcana. That doesn't really matter. 12.
12. Nothing you can. They're new to you. You could look at some of the carvings on the outside.
You said it was dripping. Is it dripping with blood? Is the liquid blood?
It's it's red. It's a dark red. It's slightly thick. Has a coppery kind of taste and smell to it. It's blood.
Maybe we need more blood here. We have 2 volunteers.
I grab one of the kobolds and just smash its head against the pillar.
Oh no, not John Whittingham.
You pick it up. Just violently shove its head into the rock. Blood starts to seep down its face. You hold it up against the pillars and the strands that are carried between it, and it bleeds, but nothing happens.
I'll grab the other kobold. Can it understand common? Translate for me. I will try to intimidate and just say, "We don't want this to happen to you. You tell us how to get out of this fucking cave."
Okay. Roll intimidate.
15.
I don't know. The shaman, she know.
The shaman.
The woman, I'm guessing.
She's not here though, so that's not much. And I just smash his face on the other side of the pillar.
Just knocks it out cold and just holds the body and just drops it to the floor. Blood starts to seep from an open wound in its head.
I think we may have to just dig and dig and dig.
All right, everybody, grab a pitcher, grab a pickaxe and some shovel. Let's just dig.
I'm not
How are you feeling,
drowning
Jesse?
here.
Jessie is going to need healing before she can contribute towards the D.
I haven't got anything left to heal.
Never
Can I take a short rest while they're looking for an exit?
You can do, yeah. You can take a
All
short
right, well,
rest
if
and
we're
all this
doing,
time.
yeah,
They've been at it for a couple of hours now, looking for exits and stuff.
I'll join in that short rest as well.
So, you've been down here several. With everything that you've done, you've been down here several hours now. If you're carrying any kind of rations, you would have likely consumed a day's worth at this point.
During the short rest, I'm going to bring out my viola and I'm going to sing for Jessie. I'm going to say, Jessie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? on the viola. So that's my song of rest. So you can apply another D6 to your hit points.
Thank you.
Right, stop bloody singing and prancing around and dig.
No, I want to hear Jessie. Are you okay? I'm sorry.
Jessie, are you okay? Are you okay? You've been struck by a smooth professional.
You know what? That has taken my health up to nearly full.
Nice.
So,
All part of the plan.
Can
you are
I?
going to be suffering from the effects of exhaustion, though.
Yeah.
So, we'll
Can I
1 point.
take a look at the statues and that, and do an arcana check on one?
Yeah, roll.
$18.
18. You've not seen anything like this before. You've seen rituals involving blood, but there was something more about this. It wasn't teleporting someone so much as projecting an image of them.
Right.
By moulding and crafting one substance into the human shape that you saw before. Whilst you're...
So I can put two and two together and say that the other two kobolds weren't actually here.
Sorry?
The two other kobolds weren't here?
The other two kobolds were absolutely here, yeah. They were here until one dragged the other through a portal. But Saravok, you don't think Saravok was. What you saw of Saravok was something like a projection almost, or an avatar of him.
Okay.
Sculpted in blood.
Right, okay.
Your guess would be that somehow the shaman uses the webbed materials that are strung between these pillars to sort of channel the magic and make some kind of link to wherever Saravok is, so that he can project an image of himself to wherever he wants to be.
Okay. I'll jot this down in my my notebook.
It's magic way beyond your knowledge, magic that you've never heard of or seen spoken of before.
I don't think we'll be able to dig our way out of here.
Sit down, give up and die.
I think maybe trying to get through the rockfall back to the original tunnel.
That could be many feet of rocks. Heavy rocks.
But we could be miles underground. How far underground are we? Can I tell? As a dwarf?
You're maybe half a mile.
Yeah, exactly.
You're quite deep. You are very, very deep, yeah.
I assure you, my friend Tordek, I explored, me and Veltiful explored those caverns in its entirety. Every single nook and cranny, there wasn't a way out.
I'm going to ask Tordek to stand aside.
Celeste says that you could do anything with the power of friendship. With an
Tordek, stand aside for a second.
Yeah.
Where he's been digging, I'm going to attempt to cast a fireball at it. Not fireball. Wrong spell. Firebolt. Just to see if that helps.
Just going to turn the
clay into hard clay. Yeah.
What happens when you heat clay, Lester?
No, good at
What happens when clay gets hit by thunder?
No idea.
Imagine it would get hot as well.
It'll just compact, yeah. Just compact.
I guess if you dry it out and then I can smash it with my warhammer.
Which is what I was trying to do.
I mean, digging through the thick clay. It is full of rocks, and sort of other bits of detritus in there as well. But it was easier going than trying to carve through solid rock, at least.
Well, there are no clues as to how we can get out of here. We've fully examined the entirety of the place. We've got some tools. I think the only way out, my friends, is purely to dig. I see no other alternative unless there's something I've grossly overlooked.
Yeah,
I
right.
take it the firebolt didn't help much.
Doesn't do much, no. It just sort of
Okay.
pucks into the wall. Like I say, a small patch of it seems to dry out temporarily.
Okay. I got nothing else.
Unless I have some kind of a brilliant idea to think of an alternative way out of here, we just have to dig.
I take it we haven't seen any more barrels of gunpowder, have we?
No. Not at this point, no.
Yeah, right. Dig then.
Dig.
Right, we'll spend the next amount of predetermined time it takes for us to dig out of this place.
So how would you like? How long would you like to dig for?
However long it takes.
How long? You're just going to keep going and going and going until you break through. How many rations are you carrying with you between you?
I'll have 10 days around.
Yeah, 9 days now.
10 days.
Do I have any sense? Because I used to work in the mines, and I've got the Wanderer, not the ability, but the trait there. Excellent memory for maps and geography. Can I get a sense of where we are at all in relation to where the mines are, the mine entrance to it? So at least I know which direction we need to go in.
You were confident of where you were in the mines up to where you come to the underground river and the bridge. But from that point onwards, it's been freshly dug. It's new. This wasn't dug by you or any of your friends. This was dug by someone else, something else.
Howlick, get your backside over here and dig. You're the professional here.
Right, yeah, I'll pick up a pickaxe from one of the fallen miners, and I'll join Tordek at the wall.
No,
So we can work in shifts, and we can go to half rations. There's plenty of water, isn't there? So
We have kobold meat.
yeah.
It's not.
I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of kobolds around.
So, I'll be back in like 30 seconds while you debate your plan of action with this. Just give me 1 second, lads.
I think we're just going to brute force
We're just
out.
going to dig, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've investigated this entire place, unless there's something he hasn't told us.
You rolled a natural 20, didn't you?
I rolled a natural 20 on my investigation of the caverns.
Yeah, Dale, we're going to.
And then everyone's checked portals. There's nothing to do with that. We've tried.
What did
blood
you
to
roll on
rejuvenate the
investigating
portals.
the corpses and bodies? Because we've missed
He
something.
didn't
there.
ask us to roll, we just did it.
Yeah, I was just trying to identify who they were.
So there's nothing that we've missed in the tunnels because you rolled a natural 20 and you rolled a bloody high score when looking at the pillars. So
Yeah, there's literally nothing else we can do.
there's nothing else apart from dig.
Yeah.
So if we go to half rations, then
But in all seriousness, there is kobold meat.
We tried that solstice.
Yeah.
It's not so much as a portal, it's a. How did he describe it?
yeah, he's talking about eating kobold,
Well, to talk about eating the kobold.
not breaking them on the pillars like I tried.
Yeah.
No, solstice mentioned you cobalt blood on the ball.
In the chat. In the chat.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of is if we expend an extended amount of time to fully explore this particular cavern instead of the outlying caverns. That way we should forego the use of a check. And if there is anything in this particular room here that we have missed, we should be able to find it if we spend an extended amount of time doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
Worth doing that before we spend 10 days trying to dig out.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing it. We can't all dig at once, can we? So I presume that when, if the people who aren't digging are either resting or trying to look for alternative ways out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So work in shifts.
We're just going to dig diagonally up as well, just rather than just dig in a straight line. We're going to try and dig our way.
That's the point. Can I try and turn the ball on and off again? Ian.
Minecraft style, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've attempted to do things with the portal. As Jack said, you're going to be you spend an extraordinary amount of time in this cavern. with all the things you've done already, and no kind of entrances or exits have shown themselves to you, other than these very thin kobold warrens.
I will try to fit through one of the kobold warrens. In I have nothing else to do.
You get up to your shoulder, but maybe poke a head in, but then your clothes start to snag, and in fact, Tordek has to rush over at one point because you've got yourself stuck, deep thick in the clay. So there's a
Could
couple
we
of
not
times when
use
Tordek comes over
the?
and pulls you back out again? But
Could we not use the pre-existing cobble tunnels? Just make them wider for us to fit in. Would that be quicker?
They also go somewhere, presumably.
Yeah.
So, that's what I said anyway. I said I'd target one of the tunnels.
Yeah, they must have had a way out because they've got the bodies in
Yeah,
here somehow, haven't they?
Initially
So
when I started digging, I said I'd target one of the kobold.
bear in mind there was an entrance to this place before it caved in,
for the
so
explosion,
there is
yeah.
another way that bodies could have been brought in here.
Someone suggested that I use my blood. I'm not too keen on that.
No. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Dig.
Lester, somebody thinks you sound like Richard Iode.
Thanks. He's pretty awesome.
yeah, that's a
That's not
compliment.
a bad thing to hear, to be honest.
She meant
No.
it. She meant it as the highest
Oh,
compliment. She thinks it's
I had that neck thing that he was holding onto Jesse with. We fully investigated that. What is it?
It's a shortened quarterstaff, in a way.
There's nothing
on-
special about it.
On the end of it is this sort of half-circular contraption that's got sort of a few latches and springs in it that follows down a wire to a sort of lever at the end. You can pull the lever and the jaws will collapse closed. And then you sort of cock the lever back again and the jaws will widen open.
Right.
Are we in?
But there's nothing special about it anyway.
Yeah. Nothing special.
Have we leveled up yet?
Mechanical. No.
Damn it.
Can I attach it to one of the kobolds and give it a squeeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, you clamp it around one of the kobolds' necks. It's a little bit loose on a kobold. It's sort of aimed at thicker necks, but a few spikes sort of penetrate into the kobold's neck. At this point, the kobolds have just bled out onto the floor, so you're not getting any kind of response from them. But you can sort of pick it up and puppet it around a little bit and
Wave it about.
Yeah.
But nothing happens.
But nothing happens.
Fine, dig then.
Right, we
Entertains you for a few minutes.
Can we just say, for the sake of brevity, that for the next 9 days we will dig?
You're going to dig for 9 days.
Jesus.
That's how many rations we have.
If
And
we have
no-
to.
we have,
Yeah.
we have literally got nothing else to do, so that we can just dig.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see that we've got any other options.
I mean, you're telling me that you're going to spend 9 days, but that things start to become a blur after a while. You eat when you're hungry. You sleep when you're tired. Halric, you in particular, you dig for longer than anybody. Again, almost in competition with Tordek as to see who needs to break for sleep.
I'm going to mark me down as a long rest at some point in this process.
You would all sleep uncomfortably, but you can all sleep pretty much as much as you like. There's not much else going on. Gripe, you keep wandering back and checking the tunnels between shifts to see if anything's changed. But it gets to a point where the water seeping through the rocks has started to fill up the cavern so much that you'd need to hold your breath for too long to try and explore any further. And eventually you resign yourself to the fact that the only way out here is up, and hoping that eventually people broach the surface. Jesse, there's
nothing we can do.
There's very little that you can do to help anyone. You're tired, you're exhausted, and despite every effort that Barksian makes to try and make you comfortable at night when you sleep, it just doesn't help. There's just too many memories, too many thoughts rushing through your head. Barksy, and you feel
Thank you.
almost redundant.
Is this all for me?
Useless. You don't know what you can do to help her. She's confused. She's lost, and she just wants to be at home. She wants to get home. Veltivore, you do what you can to try and keep everyone inspired and keep everyone chipper. But even you realise that maybe you've bitten off more than you could chew. That perhaps stepping into this cave, cocky, full of attitude, perhaps that just wasn't enough. Start to realise that there's lives at stake, and you nearly killed these strangers in a way by bringing them down here into. Well, you didn't even know what you were bringing them into, but you brought them down here anyway. The days pass. You talk to each other less and less. You begin to eat less and less. Eventually, it's just Tordek and Halric digging in competition, but silently, until eventually the texture of the material that you're digging through begins to change. It becomes looser, almost earth-like. There's moments when you think things are going to collapse, and then things like the roots of trees start to show themselves, and you sort of relay this information to the rest of the party, trying to bring them hope, trying to convince them it's okay, you are going to get out of here, you are not buried alive, but no one cares at this point. They're all too tired, they're all too worn out, they're all too beaten, they all just want to go home. Time passes, and eventually one hand, Halric at this point is given up even trying to use tools and equipment. He's just wrenching away. He's got his bare hands on the go, and all he can see in front of him are three young sons, Orok, Rond, and Asa. And next to them, in his mind, a picture of a little girl named Ilia. And his wife stood next to them, smiling, encouraging him onwards. Envy looks upon him. And you dig, and you dig, and you dig, until eventually you feel air, you feel roots and grass, and you start to sort of come out of the daze, and you hear noises coming from above you. There's music playing and people cheering and happy, and on your own you're just wrenching further and further, pulling at these grass tufts into the floor. There's a shriek of a young girl as you frighten the living daylights out of her, as this face and hand covered in mud
Johnny
starts to crawl its way to the surface. You look up and around you, you can see tents and people laughing and joking, and children running in fear from you. Adults begin to come forwards, and one of them, you hear a voice, Halric, is that you? My God, Halric, what's happened? Somebody get some help, somebody get some people. Oh, Halric, are you okay? And you sort of worn, your mouth dry, you're dragged out from the hole, and you meekly point back, and you watch as this swarm of people descends upon the hole, and one by one everyone is helped into the middle of what appears to be almost a carnival that's taking place. Eventually you're all out in the moonlight, the cold moonlight air, lying on the floor, staring up at the stars for the first time in what feels like months. What would you like to do from here?
Beer, tavern, women, bed.
in that order.
There's a
Yes.
little chuckle from Gripe on hearing all of these words, but that's about as much as even he can muster. The man's so jovial and so.
I'll tell you what. I'll scramble around the floor. Is there like a rock and a stone that I can feel?
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, you grab a rock and a stone.
And I just throw it at Gripe's head.
You know, I won the bet when the cave exploded, right?
I wasn't counting. I can't remember that.
You are all taken.
You owe me more than a drink, my friend.
And escorted back to the Northern Lights Inn, where you spend the next several days recuperating and recovering from everything that's happened to you.
Presume all of our rations have gone. Let me just
all of your rations, we'll say all of your rations have gone at this point, yeah. You've eaten everything,
Have I still got exhaustion?
No, not at this point. You know, say you are taken to the tavern where you are given bed rest. The bartender, who knows Howrick very well, you know, takes you in, looks after you, nurses you back to health. Howrick, I presume you go back to be with your family at this point.
Yeah, as soon as I'm well enough to leave the tavern, I'll go back and let my family know I'm safe.
So Howrick is kind of the first one to recover, being the biggest, you know, physically strongest. Tordek is not far behind that as well. You start to hear sort of chatter around the town about the heroes of the mines of Nashkel, the ones that literally almost rose from the dead as they dug their way through the mud and the ground after vanquishing whatever evils were down there. But it's days for you to recover, and you don't really feel any sense of celebration. Jesse, you do recover eventually. Everything is fine. You will lose your point of exhaustion. You don't speak much. Barksian does everything he can to look after you. Running almost on instinct, he'll bring you food when he thinks you're hungry. He'll bandage wounds, constantly fussing over you and trying to talk to you, but you very rarely speak back. Until one day when Barksian walks in and sits at the foot of your bed and looks over at you and says,
Nothing apparently.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was waiting for you to say that. Right, yeah. How are you feeling today?
Same.
Speak to me, sister. You've been quiet.
They said some things.
What did they say?
They said I was Bhaal-spawn. Now, to start with, I thought they must be mistaken. But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Maybe that's why I was abandoned. Maybe there's some kind of evil in me. I don't know. They wanted me so badly. What if there's more after me?
Then we'll fight them as well. But what I can say, hand on my heart, you are not evil. I have lived with you. I've grown with you. You are not evil.
But you don't know that.
I do. I see it every day. You are not evil. You're far from it.
I'm gonna pull out my dagger.
Okay, you're fucking evil, right?
And I'm gonna hand the kind of handle it to Barks and say, I want you to take this, and I want you to make sure that I never do anything evil. I want you to end me if I ever get like that.
I can't promise I could end your life, but I would do everything in my power to stop you becoming evil.
I guess it's good enough for me.
But that won't happen.
a few more days pass.
I will. Is there a temple in Nashkel?
There is,
or
yeah.
Church. I will just, once I've recuperated, had my women and my bed and my ale and my food, go and just take a moment of quiet in the temple and pray to Arna or Arnor.
Like I say, you of everyone are finding yourself quite conflicted at the moment. Like I say, you came here with a purpose, and like I say, it nearly cost the life of 5 strangers. I'm not sure how that's going to weigh on you or affect you in the future, but it's interesting to see. So as I say, a few more days pass. Tordek, well, everyone really is staying at the tavern until a young boy walks in one day. Starts looking around the tavern. Tordek Frostbeard.
Yes.
The mayor, no, please, Mister. The mayor wants to see you.
Why?
I don't know. He just told me to come and tell you the man wants to see you.
Okay, I drain my mug of ale, hoof my warhammer over my shoulder, and follow the boy.
Yeah. You going alone? Gripe sees you get up and get ready to leave at this point.
Is Gripe around?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, you're all camping. You're all kind of using the Northern Lights as your base of operations. For those that don't live around here, anyway.
No, I don't think I'd take anyone.
No, you want to go alone? Yeah. You follow the young boy. Skips down the street to a larger building down at the south end of town. Invites you in through the doors. It's not much to this. It's just a very, very large hall, essentially. At one end of the hall sits a very dark wood desk. Behind it is a man, a very elderly, quite chubby-looking guy with a very bald head. Just imagine me, but like dressed in medieval clothing. He looks up as, yeah, you're Tordek. You're the one they call Tordek, yes?
Yes, that's me.
Yes. Come forward, please, so I don't have to shout. And you sort of walk your way slowly down. Now, the bar lady at the Northern Lights, she tells me that you referred to yourself as a bounty hunter.
I have been, yes.
Excellent. And might your services be for hire?
How much? That depends on the bounty.
The amount we'll discuss shortly, and he sort of pulls a pouch across to the side. So, we are eternally grateful to you and your friends for clearing out the mines as much as you did. And it'll be a while before we're digging again properly, but you have returned a lot of good men to their routines, to their places of work again. And hopefully...
Glad that we could help.
Yeah. That said, I feel like revenge is in order. I've heard the stories that you've been telling of the kobolds, and of the one that was in charge. Or was it... As I understand, there was two?
Yes, there was a kobold and some unidentified humanoid.
Yes, excellent. Well, and he pulls the pouch across the bag, slides it over to the counter. He says, "Here's 50 gold. It's payment up front. And I'll double that if you bring me their bastards' heads."
I no longer have a bounty hunter crew, but I will speak to...
Well, what about the people that you were with earlier?
Well, we've only been acquainted a short time, and it's only me and Gripe, really.
Well, so it's not up to me to question your methods.
I will speak to them.
Murderer for hire, shall we say. I'm not the professional here.
No,
but
I know the professional. I will ask his advice.
Indeed. He sort of looks at you slightly confused. But needless to say, this town they want to see some revenge, and this is an ideal opportunity for you. This 50 gold is nothing. Consider this gratitude for everything that you've done. Share it amongst your friends. Enjoy. And like I say, bring me their heads, and there's plenty of where that came from.
I will try to bring you revenge.
Thank you.
And I'm sure my large friend Halric will accompany me.
There's a loud knock at the door behind you. So I'm very sorry, my next appointment is here. Would you maybe have a bath?
No.
Fair enough, he says, and he sort of ushers you back towards the door.
Take the gold.
Grab the gold off the pouch. Grab the pouch off the side, and that is where I'm going to call it for this evening.
Awesome.
Yep. Hope everyone enjoyed that. Anyway, let's just quickly. Well, I remember we've got the raffle to do.
Oh.
Yes. Seen a lot of entries coming in. Wow, 104 tickets.
Wow, nice.
Going to close the entries now. So last chance to do what. We'll give it 60 more seconds just to let everyone get their final entries in. How was it tonight? Did everyone enjoy that?
Yes.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
It was quite difficult towards the end, but I had intended you to dig your way out. There was
leveled
no
up?
other option
Yeah.
for you. You have indeed at this point leveled up as well.
Hey.
This is a sort of life-changing, being partially buried alive, potentially lost forever. I think it's a kind of life-changing experience that characters need to go from ordinary people into the heroes that they become at level 3.
I have you know, Veltavor was already a hero.
What's your full title again? Sorry.
Hold on, because I've just changed it.
We had that other update as well, didn't we?
Slayer of
I've got an
Kobolds.
update.
Yeah.
Vicar of Earth.
So it's servant of the Supreme Marshal of all armies, hero of Nashkel, holder of the Light of Arna, loyal member of the Order of Watchful Lions, smiter of the denizens of chaos, and lover of women from Guldal until Thorndeath.
And now saviour of Nashkel as well.
I've padded that in.
And
here.
a pincushion.
Okay, so I'm going to end the raffle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm closing entries, and our winner this evening will be, when I click on the right button,
Be one of us.
Bulverin.
Hey.
Congratulations, you've won yourself a set of wonderful D&D Polyhedral dice. I know more than anyone, you're probably going to find those extremely useful. I will get a photo to you later on, or at some point tomorrow perhaps, of all the ones that I have in stock, so you can pick your own colours. It's been fun, guys. Thank you very much for coming. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Great time. Cheers.
No worries.
Cheers.
And we'll see you all again next week, same time, 7:30 PM GMT. Don't forget, if you want to keep up to date with everything that's going on, just click the notification button, click follow maybe. Then you won't have to remember, it will remind you. Peace out, everyone.